My name's Simon Brown. I'm an ex-soldier and I work for Blind Veterans UK. I was injured in Iraq 10 years ago. So in December 6, 2006, I was on my second operational tour in Iraq and I was commander of a recovery team. So my job effectively was like the AA in Basra, and I was tasked to go and rescue a vehicle that had broken down. Unfortunately, the insurgents realised that the vehicle had broken down. So we went into a very heavy fire, took my team in. We successfully rescued all 6 people, but on the extraction I was shot by a sniper. When I got back to medical facilities in Basra Palace, I was put into a drug-induced coma and I woke up 17 days later in Selly Hospital. What had happened is I'd lost my left eye totally, the optic nerves had been ripped off, and on the right eye there was traumatic damage to the retina. I totally misunderstood what was going to happen with my life. I genuinely thought, having been told I'd lost my sight, that my life was over, and I won't lie to people, I did contemplate taking my own life. I kind of woke up in a hospital bed thinking I fought so hard on the battlefield to stay alive, and this was my reward. That I kind of got a kick in the ass quite early because I lost 2 friends while I was in the coma. And when I got told about that, that was a real sort of turning point in my life, that I realised that I'd actually survived something. I wasn't a victim of something. What I didn't want to do was give up everything that I enjoyed doing before because I couldn't see. I wanted to find a way to still enjoy those things I enjoy, but obviously learn how to do them in a different way. The biggest barrier, I think, was learning to be patient and learning to understand that I have to take my time, I have to think about things, and that not just to write something off because it's hard to do, but actually have a look at it from a different angle and try and work out a way to do it. My biggest sort of goal in life after coming out of the coma and sort of getting my head around where I was and what was going on was to become a contributing member of society, to get back into work. That was my mountain, that was my goal in life. And that's what I've been able to do, that's what Blind Veterans UK offered me. It was a job, it was a challenge. I was asked to come in and almost, be part of a team, setting up a team to improve and increase membership. Being in the role I do, so I get to meet a lot of the people, and I know our youngest member is 26 years old and our oldest is 107. And you put those 2 people together and talk, and if I put a screen up, people wouldn't know there's 4 generations between them, because there's that commonality, that link through being a veteran, through being in the armed forces, through service. And so straight away that gives you that ability to speak to any of us. And then from that, you trust, there's a language, there's a sort of a bond where you speak to each other, you're honest with each other. And I think that was one of the most important things, was people being honest with me and my expectations being real, rather than, there wasn't that tea and sympathy, which is nice for a bit, but you want someone to challenge you, you want someone to push you. And I think that's one of the great things about our organisation, is that people challenge, people push, and people make you go for the next step. They don't let you sit in a rut. And I found that really, really empowering and inspiring, that someone would say, well, I've done this, what can you do? And it's one of the things that I always think about when I talk to people about Blind Veterans UK, is that with our support, losing your sight is not life-ending, it's just life-changing, and whatever happens in our lives, we have to adapt, we have to change. And this is just another challenge to take on. And so by being supportive but not patronising, means that people are willing to listen. And the other thing about being a veteran as well is that I've had conversations with people, and their family members and carers have turned around to me afterwards and said, they've never told me that. And it's because they're willing and happy to open up and tell me something, because they know I understand it from a different angle. That's actually quite empowering for people to feel, I can have this conversation with this individual because they know what I'm talking about. That's what I do, and that's why I'm very good at what I do in that role, is because I let people talk, I let them open up in their own time, and I'll also give them a kick up the backside and say, well, actually, you need to start thinking about this. It's not just the individual that suffers from sight loss, but it's the people around them as well. And I've often spoke to people with sight loss, and they say, yeah, everything's fine, I don't need anything. And what they forget is that everything's fine or appears fine because the person behind them is running around like an headless chicken, making it appear that way. And sometimes they need the support, they need the help, they need the rest and care. So Blind Veterans UK offers support in 3 ways. It offers that emotional support, that transition of understanding sight loss. It offers that practical support, so training and equipment and showing you how to live with sight loss. And also there's the financial side of it. So, you know, we get issued equipment to help us get on to day-to-day life. And many of our members are ex-national service, are pensioners, you know, and are quite a bit older. And they don't have that much, you know, as expendable funds to buy this equipment. And so being an organisation that can issue it and make differences in people's homes and lives so that they can carry on is quite powerful. There's a lot of things that we take for granted that when you lose your sight, you think you've lost. And, you know, I remember the first time I made my own cup of tea, you know, the dignity it gave you to do that, and reading your own mail. And that's what we can give to people. That's what we offer. We offer hope and dignity. Now I've been in post 5 years, and I'm meeting people who I've been involved in recruiting, who I've spoken to and encouraged them to join and get access to the help that we offer. And I speak to them now further down the line, and I see how their lives have changed and how their lives have improved, and speaking to their families as well, and how their family members or their carers say, you know, they're such a different person because of that one conversation. And that for me is really inspiring. It's why I get out of bed in the morning, why I do the job, because there's always that one person that you just have a conversation with, and you know that their life's going to change. If you know someone who served in the military at any point in their life and is now struggling with sight loss, for whatever reason, whether it's through service, whether it's just through age, whether it's through an accident, or whether it's through illness, then I would always say, get in touch. We can make a difference in someone's life, and we can help them and their family come to terms and move forward with sight loss. And secondly, you know, you're helping your community, because, you know, by being a member of our family, of Blind Veterans UK, you move forward, you get better, and you embrace your challenges, and then you can take that forward into your community too, and enhance their lives. So I would always say, you know, give us a ring. I like to say, if in doubt, give us a shout. It's a free phone telephone number. Get in touch with us. There's nothing to lose and so much to gain. And you know, and if you want an example of what Blind Veterans UK can do to someone's life to improve it, here I am.